Okay. All right. Okay. So the first phone number they gave us is an office phone number. It doesn't get me anywhere to speak to the office. I really have no interest in talking to the person who's manning the office phone. I would much rather have a conversation with the actual listing agent. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can find their contact information on Google. Usually you can, most of the time, 90% of the time. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to look up the realtor's name followed by realtor. And then I'm going to scroll down, and one of my students taught me that their phone number is often at the bottom of the Zillow listing, which I didn't know. So I think I found him. Let's see if we can call him. Here we go. Trying one more time.
Hi, if you record your name and reason for calling, I'll see if this person is available.
Buyer for Greenfield Road.
Thanks. Please stay on the line.
I'm guessing bro's not
I'm sorry, this person is not.
Yeah, bro's not going to pick up. Okay, well, this is an awesome lead. I'm going to drop it in the chat for somebody else to attack here. I think it's great. The realtor is thinking, nah, we're not going to pick up the phone, bro. Here's something else. I don't know what this is. It's on Alaska Street in Detroit. It looks like it's nicely renovated. I think we've got our buyer in the chat. Harris, are you with us? I got a question. If the property is vacant, is that okay? If it's fully renovated and vacant? Is that okay? Oh, I don't think he's with us. He asked for 80% rented. Well, we'll see what this is. Again, the only thing I'm doing before I call the realtor is I'm going to put the address into PropStream and I'm going to see what they owe. Lets me know what type of offer I can make. It says that they bought it in cash. There's no mortgage recorded on the property, which could be wrong, but that's what I'm seeing right now. And we're not really going to hesitate. We're just going to call. We're just going to call. So it's fully renovated, and we just need to understand what it might bring in and if that hits a 25 to 20% cash on cash return. So the phone is ringing again. No, oh God, stupid Instagram loses sound. I can't believe that. Right after YouTube loses sound, we lose sound on Instagram?
Please leave your message for 734.
Pick up the phone, bro. Buy my house in Silo, Alabama. Where is Silo, Alabama? Your city has a population of a small high school. You know, even if you're not in real estate, there's maybe one phrase that you know in regards to real estate, and it is location, location, location. And there are two reasons that people buy real estate, right? There's two reasons. Two common reasons. There's more reasons, but two common reasons for investors to buy. One, I'd like to rent out a property. Riddle me this. Are we more likely to find a tenant in a town with 1,000 people or 500,000 people? Definitely 500,000. So if you're an investor and you're thinking about investing your money, what are you doing in a town of 1,000 people, right? Okay, and then riddle me this. If you are flipping a property, are you more likely to find a buyer for your renovated property in a town of 1,000 or a town of 500,000? 500K. So you'd kind of have to be a poor investor, like a bad investor, not a very good investor, not super well versed in really anything, to think, you know what? I'm going to invest in a property here. Now maybe your town is known for like grain production and all of these grain companies are here. And if you buy a warehouse, you can rent it to the warehouse on a 10-year lease. That would be really, really awesome. But for the most part, rural is almost never acceptable. One thing I can think of that's rural that is acceptable, mobile home parks, because cities don't really want to have those too close to the city center, so they're always going to be a little bit rural, and that's okay if we have good occupancy or good demand in that area. Anyways, I'm going to double dial this realtor. We don't have any response from him. Let's give him another call, and then I'll look for a couple more in Detroit, and then I'll move over to my second favorite market, Ohio. What would be the entry point for wholesale? Why does it cost you money to call a realtor on Zillow? Like in terms of money, like where is it? Your phone bill? Did we really lose audio on Instagram?
Please leave your message for 7.
Oh my God. We got to make a story post about this. For everybody who comes on my live stream and you see that the audio is just dead, I just want to let you know, this is an iPhone 16 Pro. It's fully updated. I've deleted and reinstalled Instagram. I close the app and reopen it every single time I go live, and Instagram does this 3 times a day, every day. Fuck Instagram. I hate it here. Like, I actually hate you. Okay, fine. I don't, but it's unbelievable that this happens every single day. I'm aware of it, and there's literally nothing I can do about it. Maybe I can get an iPhone 17, and then maybe it won't happen then. But it's just absolutely ridiculous that this happens and frustrates me to no end. And you know what? I'm going to get banned on TikTok for saying that. TikTok's going to say, you said a swear, and now we can't show you to other people. Oh, technology, terrible. All right, sorry, Instagram, can't go live on there anymore. Not much I can do. I wish life were a little bit easier, but that's just how it is. Okay, the 8 you didn't answer. Let's go ahead and try for another one. This is another complex, but it looks to be kind of dilapidated. I don't think that that's going to be too good. Here's something. I don't know what this is. It's been here for 111 days. Knowing that the realtor is probably not going to answer, I'll just let the phone ring and I'll look up their mortgage on the on PropStream while the phone is ringing, because you look up their mortgage, it slows you down. So we are 0-3 for realtors doing their job right now. It is a hard job. They do have to pick up their phone, and I get that. Not everybody's able to do that.
Hello, this is Lindsay.
Hi, Lindsay. I was calling for the listing agent of the multifamily on Parker Street. Do I have the right phone number?
Hi, yes, you do.
Hi, I had a couple questions that I wasn't able to answer for my lender. I'm trying to get pre-approved on this. Did you have a moment to chat about tenants or income on this property?
I can, that's fine.
Great. So it's a duplex. Are you guys using it for midterm, short-term, or long-term rent?
It's actually a triplex, and there's there's one short-term tenant, and then there are 2 long-term tenants.
Oh, great. Is the short-term tenant just kind of somebody you find on Airbnb, and they switch maybe every couple weeks or so?
Yeah, it's an Airbnb. He's grossing like $3K a month for the Airbnb. It's $2,100 a month on the second floor, and then it's $1,300 a month on the top floor.
So $3,000 on the Airbnb per month. He's got, I'm sorry, say those 2 other figures again.
It was $2,100 on the second floor, and then $1,300 on the third floor.
Got it. Perfect. Wow. So bringing in $6,400 right now? Assuming that that's the sum. It sounds like you might be driving. I don't want you to pull out your calculator.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no. Yeah, whatever I just said, that's what the rents are.
Okay. Perfect. And condition-wise, everything looks brand new. Is there anything on the seller's disclosure that would come up in an inspection?
I don't think so. It has all new 3 furnaces, AC units, hot water tanks. It's in a historic district, so all the windows are original. Some open and close, some don't.
Great. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to go ahead and run this through the mortgage calculator, see what my mortgage is going to come out to with taxes and insurance on this. And then I work largely by text. I'm not represented. I don't have another agent working with me. Is it okay if you're a transaction broker on this or represent my side as well?
Are you planning to use it as an income property? Or are you going to be living in one of the units?
No, I don't live in Detroit. I buy multifamily properties over there and I hold them as rentals. Hello?
Hi, sorry, you were breaking up. Are you actually the buyer, or is it a larger company?
No, I will take title on this. We can make it non-assignable. I own 16176 Tracy in Detroit, 15820 Merlin in Detroit, and 11461 Sanford in Detroit right now. 2 of those are multifamilies, one's a single family.
Got it. Okay. I haven't heard of those streets, but I'm sure they exist. But yeah, if you want to run your numbers and then text me back, that's totally fine.
Great. I'll send you proof of funds, the properties I have in Detroit and outside of Detroit, and let me know if this offer is something you think is worth presenting to your client.
Okay, he won't take anything below 650. So if it's anything less than that, then it's not even worth it.
Okay, I'm kind of at the mercy of my lender. So all my lender's going to do is he's going to say, this is what your PITI is. This is what it's bringing in. I can qualify you based on what this monthly mortgage payment is. The loan is a DSCR loan, so it's all about covering the mortgage with the income from the property. I'd say this, the only other thing I could do that's separate from my lender is hit the $675,000 with an interest rate and a down payment, but most sellers aren't open to that.
Like land contract?
Yeah, like a land contract. I was hoping that we could do a lump sum deal, but I honestly don't know where my lender is going to come in. I'm going to give him a call and let him know about the income now, and I should be able to get a mortgage statement shortly.
Okay, sounds good. I will talk to you soon then.
Do you think it's worth presenting that, or do you think probably not if it's a seller finance offer as well?
No, I mean, I've had a lot of calls like this where it sounds like it's the end user on the phone, but then it's not, and it's just like very exotic terms and like, oh, we'll give you 700 and finance over, like 4 years or 7 years, and it's not what he's looking for.
Okay, so he's not open to seller finance. Well, I'll tell you what my lump sum offer is, and I'll send over my properties. Let me know if you think it's worth presenting.
Okay, that's fine. You can send it over, and I'll talk to him once I have it.
Okay, thank you so much for your time. Bye bye.
Okay. Sounds good. Take care.
I don't know how she hasn't heard of those streets before. I mean, those streets just pop up. It's starting to get to the point where people send me addresses in Detroit, and I'm like, oh, I know that address. I've heard of that before. It's like there's only probably a couple streets in Detroit that I haven't heard of at this point, and I've really only been doing like heavy business in this market for like a year. Really, a year ago, I really wasn't buying anything in the Detroit market. And how can I take title on this? I just double close. So she can make it non-assignable. She can make it a completely non-assignable contract that we are not allowed to wholesale. I still take title on it. I just immediately after I take title, I resell it to somebody else. You use transactional lending for that, and they take 1 point of the amount that they lend, which is 1%. 1% is their fee, and then you also have closing costs as well. Usually costs like $5,000 or $6,000 to double close. Could be a little bit more than that, but if your fee is $20,000, you're good to go. I'm getting a call from a random number. I don't know who it is. Sorry, I don't have your number saved. Okay. Yeah, I just, I know we're selling my phone number, but I've gotten to the point where if I don't have your number saved, man, I'm not picking up that call. Because most of the time what it is, somebody signed up for Hold My Hand Wholesale and they've found my phone number somehow, some way, because I used to leak it all the time. And or somebody sold it to them, which is also happening a lot. People get DMs trying to sell my phone number, and they'll call me and they'll say, "Why is there a charge on my credit card? What is this?" And I'll be like, "Hi, yes, so you signed up for Hold My Hand Wholesale." And they're like, "No, I didn't. You stole my credit card." And I'm like, now just really super quickly here, do most people who steal credit cards kind of pick up the phone and have a conversation like this with you? Just trying to understand. Yeah, look at that. Look at the text. It says, I'm sorry, what was your name? I didn't call you. You called me. And block. Yeah, I'm not willing to have this. Yep. Isn't this for WAP? Isn't this for WAP? Yes. Okay, great. Now we have to unblock them and connect them with WAP. Look at that. I just can't believe it. The level of incompetence is insane. You sign up for something, you're like, I'm going to do it, but I'm not really going to show up. And then I'm going to get mad when I see the payment in my bank account. I'm mad. And you stole from me. It's like, bro, please don't take a bath without floaties. You will drown, no doubt. Angry WAP customer. Then we connect them with WAP. Oh, yeah. Sorry, guys. I got to connect them with WAP customer support. Hey, guys, my phone number is showing up somehow, some way for these individuals, and they call me like 5 times a day. These guys are under the impression that I scammed them or stole their credit card. In reality, they signed up for Hold My Hand Wholesale, forgot they signed up, never attended the classes that they signed up for, and now they're somehow mad at me. I would love it if y'all could stop publishing my phone number wherever you're publishing it, because it's just if I don't respond to this person, he's going to leave some horrible review out of not actually knowing that he signed up for something and not utilizing what he signed up for. So I have to respond to them, and I really just don't want to respond to them anymore, because at the root of this, it's like joining a gym and then you never showed up to the gym, and then you're furious when you see the gym membership in your bank account, and it's every single day. So please, 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 WAP, please stop leaking my phone number to people. It would be so excellent. And then that guy gets blocked. Let's go ahead and block him, and then we call more realtors. Okay, we got to make our offer to this realtor here. I'll just threaten them. Who am I kidding? I'm going to threaten WAP. I'll just threaten WAP. I'll be like, hey, it's gotten to the point where I'm going to move to a different platform if this keeps happening. I can't have you guys giving out my number like this. That's it, because I'm their largest creator on all of WAP. They don't have somebody with more subscribers. So I make up a large portion of their monthly revenue, and I think threatening to leave would hopefully result in them. Stop leaking my phone number. Okay, so here's how we figure out where to offer on this property. It's bringing in a good amount of money, $6,400 per month. That's really nice. However, the mortgage on $674,000, or she said $650, is acceptable. Let's find out what that. Yeah, it's going to be a problem. $130,000 is my down payment, but it's not my down payment with the seller. $130,000 is the down payment the buyer would have to put down. So I can already see off the bat it's not going to work anywhere near this price. The return is going to be too low. We have $3,459 in monthly payments, and then I can see that with taxes and insurance, oh my. You're never going to believe the taxes on this house. The taxes are $2,100 per month. In Detroit. No. We are not in Los Angeles. We're in Detroit. So if somebody were to buy $2,100 per month, $225 in insurance, but really probably like $275 in insurance, and then we have monthly payments of $3,459. Damn, bro. My mortgage is $5,800 and it's bringing in $6,400, but with any expenses at all, it's negative. Okay, so we're going to call him back and we're going to tell him that. And then we're going to say, hey, this is probably what everybody's running into, right? Why don't we just sell it finance? Or maybe he can just hold on to the property. And she's going to be pretty frustrated about that. But I just can't see that working for anybody. Let's give her one more call. And did I get that call recorded? Because if I got that call recorded, yeah, I did. You know what I can do? I can drop it here, create contact and log call, so you guys can listen to it as a phone call recording. Because it's a good example of how to speak to realtors. So view contact details. I'm going to download the call, and then I'll drop that call in phone call recordings. Let me know if my camera freezes or if audio drops again. How to speak with realtors on the first outreach. Okay, y'all can listen to that now. That's posted. Screen share? Yeah, I'm about to screen share, guys. Here we go. Okay, so the problem with the property is you're paying $5,835 per month, and the property brings in $6,400. So the local government is like, you know what, we need more money for stuff, and we're just going to take that off of properties, and that's creating a scenario where the seller is not able to sell his property because it doesn't make any money. So I'm gonna give her another call here, and I'm just gonna explain this to her, and we'll see what she has to say. I think it's pretty reasonable for me to pitch creative finance in this scenario. Why am I looking to Detroit? Very popular investor market.
Hi, you've reached Lindsay Gorman with Nika & Co.
She's not trying to have a conversation. Well, we'll give her one. We'll shoot her a text here. Hey, Lindsay, this is Richard. We just spoke about your listing on Parker Street. Mortgage payment came out to $5,835 and requires how much is my down payment? $140,000. $140,000 down payment with the lender. Did you say that the property was generating $6,400 per month? If so, well, we'll say this. The high payments are due to taxes being over $2,000 per month. Is that accurate? Question mark. I hope it's not accurate. Now I'm going to save her to my contacts as the I'm going to save her as the address, not her name, because I won't remember her name, but I will look up the address if she calls. YouTube, do we still have audio? Audio good on YouTube? Hopefully. Okay, cool. Thanks, guys. All right. I guess we'll try a couple more, but this is just brutal. That's just rough, man. We've got a 12-bed, 2-bath in Southfield, Michigan. Looks like a solid complex. I can see that they've renovated it. I'll give them a call. I don't know what Southfield is, but we'll give them a call. It's been here for 3 days. I feel like the agent has a good reason to pick up the phone. Let's make another call. And phone is ringing. But this is what it takes. What I'm going through right now, this is what it takes.
Your call has been forwarded to...
Agent declines call. I immediately call him back.
Your call has been forwarded to voice.
Not a whole lot I can do there. Here's another one. I don't know anything about the property, and we're going to start to speed up here, guys. I'm just going to start to kind of ignore everything else and speed up as agents are just not picking up the phone. So immediately throwing that number into the dialer, ringing.
Thank you for calling Berkshire.
Immediately hanging up as soon as I hear that. Why do I hang up when I hear that? Well, that's not their phone number. That's the office's phone number. That's the realtor trying to get away with not actually doing their job. So we're going to call the co-listing agent here. Co-listing agent. TikTok keeps lagging. You can't submit a deal to me on TikTok. You can submit it to me on Discord, though. All right, this is the other realtor who has the property listed. House looks to be historic and decent. I think it's... Hello? Hello? All right, let's triple dial. And then one more call before bathroom break. There's like 3 bathroom breaks per live stream due to how much water I'm drinking right now. Hello? Why is this not legal in my country? I'm sure a form of this is legal in your country. For example, you're in Germany and you overhear that your parents really would like to buy a house in Stuttgart. Then you call every house for sale in Stuttgart and you find somebody who will sell at a $50,000 discount. You go to mom and dad and you say, Mom, Dad, or whatever you say in German, I found a house that will sell for $50,000 less than all the others. And they say, that's so great, honey. What is the address? And you say, I'm not telling you unless you give me $5,000. Are you like going to prison for that, or is that a lock-upable offense in Germany? Let me know. So guys, I just want to let you know, the reason that you're not doing this right now is because of your brain. Your brain is coming up with fallacies, and the fallacies are convincing you that you need to stay where you are, right? So every reason that you have in your head, but I can't because, well, I'm just not. These are all excuses. These are all excuses. I know that they feel real to you, but you have to completely ignore the thoughts because they're based on not understanding the industry. And if you understand the industry, you can always make this work. Even if it's fully outlawed, you can always make it work. You know? So you're literally just being paid finder's fees to find real estate investors their next house. And you could do this off market by pulling a list. What is the hurdle that you run into off market? Well, you'll spend about $5,000 before you get a deal. And then 90% of sellers' phone numbers will be disconnected or won't pick up the phone. And then the 10% that do pick up won't actually want to sell their house. And then maybe 0.0001% will be like, okay, I'll sell my house. But then you make them an offer and they're like, no, I won't accept that offer. And then when you do get a deal, it's going to be bigger than the on market deal. But it's just like, oh my God. When I called off market, I was so used to hearing the number you have dialed is no longer in service. Goodbye. That I started to mimic it every single time I heard it. The call would pick up and I'd hear a tone, and in my brain, that tone would register with me as to whether or not what sort of response I was going to hear from the carrier or whatever it is when it's a disconnected line. And I started to mimic all of them because I knew all of them. Because the most common thing you hear is, the number you have dialed is no longer in service. Goodbye. And it was just over and over and over and over again. And then when you finally get a seller, it's stop calling me. You people won't leave me alone. And then you finally get a seller that does want to sell, that is willing to entertain your offer. And it's an 85-year-old woman who wants to talk on the phone for an hour and a half. And when you finally make the offer, she's like, oh, no, that's way too low. And you're just like, oh, bro, I spent $5,000 on this list and marketing and cold calling, and then all of the other tools that I need to do off market real estate. Whereas here, you run into realtors that do not answer the phone. And it's like, oh my God, how are you not going to pick up the phone? But the reality is, if you email them, they will get back to you. Now, I'm trying to have a conversation with somebody right now, so I'm not actually sending out these emails. But every single time you do this, you should text them, you should email them, and you should save their contact in your phone, and then you should write it down on a Google Sheet. And you should follow up with that list every single day, right? And they will get back to you. They will get back to you eventually. It just takes some time. So quick 45-second bathroom break, and I will be right back for more calls. Agents act busier than they are. I know they're not that busy. I mean, some of them are, but it's just not that bad. One sec, guys. I'll be right back. All right, we continue. Am I going to get a hold of a realtor?
Hey, Richard, the camera is frozen.
Okay, thank you so much for letting me know. Fixing the camera right now. That should be good in just a second. Thanks for letting me know. How much did you get started with? Guessing you had some capital from the DSCR down. Okay, I'll put it this way. DSCR loans don't give you money, they cost money. So you don't get a DSCR loan to wholesale a house. And if you did get a DSCR loan, that's just going to cost you money. So if you say how much do you get started with, well, my first play wasn't getting a DSCR loan. You know, it wasn't what I was trying to do. I started with $45,000 in debt and about $400 in my bank account. I'm serious. I was $45,000 in debt. I was doing drop shipping on Amazon, and I dug myself into a pit, and I owed $45K to the credit card company. And how much did I start with? I had about $400 in my bank account. So yeah, no, you don't need any money. You really just don't need any money. As I said, you know, it doesn't really cost money to pick up the phone and be like, hi, how do I submit a lead? You don't submit a lead, you call a lead. There's no submitting a lead. Hey, do all of this for me. That's not how this works. I show you how to do it, and then you go do it. And then when you have a deal under contract, you can type #submit on my Discord and submit it to me, or you can submit it on Bob Cartel. Okay. I gotta keep going. I gotta get a hold of somebody. Okay, here's something else. 8 beds, 4 baths, says it's a duplex, 23 days here. It's listed by Yuri, maybe. Yuriy. Okay, Yuri. I've got a friend who consistently wakes up at like 2 p.m. and it surprised me every single day. He's just now waking up now and texts me back, and I'm like, yo.
Five, 8.
This is brutal, guys. This is brutal. I just want somebody to pick up the phone. Please pick up the phone. Please. Please. Oh my gosh. Please.
Your call has been forwarded to the voicemail for Nicole B. No one is.
It's not late, bro. It's not late. The sun is up.
Your call has been forwarded to.
Who walks around with their phone turned off, bro? Okay, this is a 23 unit complex. 23 units, zero due diligence at this point. Just call. You know, honestly, I'm kind of learning. Don't even do the due diligence. Just call. You know, just you'll figure it out on the phone call. Just call. You know. Proof of funds is in my Discord. Hi there. I was looking for the listing agent of LaSalle Boulevard. Is this thing still available?
Hi, are you a vendor or a buyer?
Yes. I'm a buyer in Detroit. I've got 3 multifamilies right now, hoping to pick up a 4th one. Did I reach the right phone number?
Yes.
Perfect. Lender had some questions that I wasn't able to answer about like occupancy and what the property generates per month or what it could generate. Do you happen to have any of that information off the top of your head?
Yeah, let me check. Give me 1 second.
No worries. Thanks so much. This guy's on his shit, man. He's picking up the phone when nobody else is. Property looks good. Looks like it's in good condition. They're asking $1 million. Does $1 million work? Well, maybe. The mortgage payment on the property is...
I believe it's 4 properties rented from 750 to 800. Are you interested in seeing the property?
Yes, absolutely. I'm trying to get pre-approved first. My normal process is make sure that the lender's on board to give me the loan to purchase. And then if that's all good, I'd love to go check out the property in person or at least send my contractor over there. House looks like it's in really good shape. So I guess my main concern is the rental income right now. You said it's 4 properties. I thought it was just this one large complex.
Yeah, 4 apartments.
Four apartments. Are you saying that 4 out of the total unit count are rented?
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. I was seeing 50% occupied on Zillow. Did some of the tenants move out? Hello?
I'm sorry, you're cutting off. Can you repeat that, please?
Yeah, I was seeing it says currently 50% occupied on Zillow. Did some of the tenants move out?
Yes.
Okay, got it. And those 4 units, you said they're paying an average of like $750, $800?
That is correct.
Okay. All right. Is it okay if I text over my offer to you after I get pre-approved? Is texting okay, or you want me to email you?
Do you currently have someone representing you?
I do not.
Just so you know, I would suggest you get an agent because the seller is only accepting offers after the person sees the property.
Okay, I'm happy to go ahead and I'm happy to send my contractor to the property. Generally speaking, I just relay the offer to the seller's agent, and the seller's agent lets the seller know of that offer. Is that something you'd be open to doing?
I mean, yeah. Okay, let me know once you submit that.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. You know how much he would make on this if I made an offer that got accepted? You know how much that guy would make? $30,000. Now, if there's another realtor on the table, if there's no other realtor on the table, $50,000. $50,000. Bro, I was not cutting out. You were muting the mic every single time I said something. I could hear the mute and unmute button. How is he making 50K? That's his commission. His role is to pick up the phone and talk to buyers. But you know what he said? He said, I don't really want to talk to you. I wanted to talk to your buyer's agent instead, meaning that I have somebody else do the work for me. Beside this point, we shall see what we can offer on this property. Now, the down payment is going to be 25%, which is common with a commercial loan. However, you can get them for 20% down as well. The monthly payment is going to be $4,989. Call it $4,000 or call it $5K. And then we add taxes on here. So let's see if this cash flows. I'm leaning towards doesn't cash flow very well. Taxes are $3,000 a year. No. A month. Detroit is doing something brutal to taxes right now. And what it's going to mean is that nobody can afford to buy rental properties because they lose money every single month. So what is that going to do to the Detroit market when rental properties stop selling, when most of the, or maybe half the buyers there are looking to buy rental properties? Maybe it's a third of the buyers. They're going to have to sell or finance. They're going to have to sell or finance because, and I made a video about this. I made a video called Real Estate is Dying because, guys, 50 years ago, the conventional understanding of real estate was if you buy a property, the mortgage will be below what the house rents out for. And that's why we buy real estate. That's one of the reasons, one of the biggest reasons, perhaps the biggest reason to buy real estate apart from to live in the property. Now, when the taxes keep going up and the values keep going up and the interest rates stay high, what's going to happen? What's going to happen when every single property's mortgage is in excess of what the house rents out for? I've been waiting for this to happen for a long time. The realtors don't realize it now. Maybe it'll be another 5 years before they realize it. But eventually, no properties across the entire United States will be able to cash flow. Values keep going up. And even if they go down, they're not going to go down so far to the point where they cash flow again, And it's going to keep going up? Taxes, so that we can continue to buy weapons of genocide for Israel. That's really important for it's quite important to arm Israel. So taxes are going to keep going up and up and up and up and up. And eventually no properties are going to cash flow. And while that seems like the total and complete death of real estate in terms of rental properties, no. What's going to happen is there's going to have to be a pivot. And the pivot is when you're selling a property, you're going to have to take payments on that shit like I take payments on my properties. And the reason you'll have to do that is because the lenders can't give you a loan that loses money every single month, Anyways, the taxes are quite high on this property. But maybe Zillow is wrong. Zillow is telling me that they're higher than... I'll use Zillow's number. That is it's not like that guy is going to actually know. I wonder if AI could help us with this. Let me just find out really quickly. Maybe AI can pull from public record. Can you tell me the yearly taxes for this property? Maybe AI could do it for me. AI says approximately $6,000 per year. Let me call the realtor really quickly. I just got to ask about this. I doubt bro is going to know or pick up the phone again, but let me just call him one more time.
Your call has been forwarded to the voicemail for Nicole B.
He turned off his phone after that. Unless we have the wrong phone number. Is that the wrong phone number? Paris? No, that's the wrong phone number. Paris Laurent. All right, Paris. Let's talk one more time really quickly here. So AI just said $6K per year, which now that feels low. PropStream says 2,000.
I'm sorry, the person you are trying to reach has a voicemail box that has not...
Wait, bro, did you go on Do Not Disturb at 6 p.m.?
I'm sorry, the person...
Okay. Well, we'll use a happy middle figure. I'm going to use $10,000 a year for taxes. I'm going to say 10K a year. I was trying to call him and ask him what the taxes might be, but so the property is barely rented. He says 50% occupied. It's really like 15% occupied. 4 out of 18 units are occupied. I don't know what percent that is. Maybe that's like 18%, I think. So I think 18% are occupied. They're on average going to go for like maybe $800 per month, $800 times 18. In theory, the property can bring in $14,000. Now they're asking $1 million. That's going to cause us to have a $5,000 monthly payment, and then we're also going to have taxes and insurance. I just don't think the taxes are $36,000 a year. PropStream or Zillow, I just think you're lying about that. Zillow is telling me $36K per year. And it's not a slumlord property either, guys. Detroit is a $1 million property, so it ain't no slumlord property. You know, we've seen those, and sometimes we do those, but this is not that. So the taxes are high and the insurance is low. I bet it's $10K a year, $10,000 divided by 12. So that's $833 a month. And then let's say that our insurance is probably like, I don't know, maybe like $475 a month. It's going to be more expensive than most. So $1,308 in taxes and insurance, that feels more realistic to me. And then you have a monthly payment of, that's what it brings in. That's from a different deal. $1,308. So $1,308 plus 5,000. 6,306. So actually, we might have something here. Let's take 25% off the top for unseen bullshit. You know, it's not fully occupied and shit's going to happen because it's a big property. So we took 25% off the top, and then I'm going to subtract my 6,306. Now, if this hits anywhere near 20%, I can make a decent offer because this is at their asking price. Okay, yearly, it's going to make 54K, and that's with 25% off the top. And then my total cost of buying it at the million is probably going to be about 270K with 20K in closing costs. So let's divide this by 270 and see where that puts us. I think it's going to be like 15, 16%. Okay, it's actually... Good. This is good. This is good. And we took 25% off the top. That's at their asking price. So let's call the buyer and let's ask him a couple questions here, because I'm thinking that we should ask a couple questions before we do this. I haven't seen that, Coconuts.
Hey, what's up, bro?
Hey, quick question, man. You got a moment?
I couldn't hear you. What did you say?
Quick question. So we got a property here at their asking price. It hits 20%, even with 25% taken off the top. So the thing is, it looks to be fully renovated, and because of that, only 4 out of the 18 units are occupied. If we get a good discount on this, is that something you'd be interested in? I know it's not fully occupied.
Send it through. I can take a look at it. What market is it in?
It's in Detroit. It's an 18-unit complex. They're asking $1 million, and each unit will go for about $800. Appears to be nicely renovated, new roof and such. And if you were to buy this thing at $1 million, it hits 20% on the dot after taking 25% off the top. However, I'm going to see if I can get it 100,000, if not more, below list price.
It's listed at million right now, right?
Yes. Check your texts.
Okay, send it to me. Try to get a little bit more than $1 million, of around 800, just because it's not occupied, because we'll have to probably come out of pocket to service the debt for at least a couple months, right?
Okay.
So we're gonna have some room.
I'll hit him with like 850,000, and it should
Give me a second.
It should cash flow at about 25% if we can stack a 20K fee on that.
Yeah, probably. I think it should work around. If I get it for around 800, I think I can pour money into this. But
it's a fully renovated multifamily, bro.
I know it's gonna be hard. Give me a second. Just let me take a look.
Why would we need
it looks very familiar to me. I just want to see if we were already making offer on this. It looks awfully familiar. Give me a second.
Why would we need to be $200,000 below asking price if it cash flows at 20% at their asking price?
It's not occupied, right? Right now, we will need to come out of pocket multiple months. Give me just 1 second.
I know, but I took 25% off the top. That's to account for your vacancy. You wouldn't normally take.
Okay. You took 25% off. Okay. Yeah, I know that was a different address. I thought we were already making offer on this. That's a different address. It just looks similar to this.
Okay, so dude, I'm gonna offer such that it can get to you guys at 25% cash on cash return. But when I estimate my 25%,
I actually now found it. It's already in our CRM. I think already put offer on this. I sent you a screenshot. Take a look.
Okay, well, I'm gonna submit an offer and see what they say to my offer here.
Yeah, we haven't heard back from this. Yeah, sure, go for it.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna make an offer such that it hits a 25% cash on cash return. Understand that 25% is after looking at your rent and then taking 25% off the top of it. So we're gonna account for vacancy in that equation.
Yeah, I think, yeah. I was just saying we offer around 800, so you have a good spread as well on this, right? So we are getting it around.
No,
Because if
this
you
is
make
for
offer
proof
at
of concept. I want to see that you guys can close. I don't need a good spread on it. I can stack a 10K fee. It's fine.
Okay, sure, go for it. Around 900 would make sense.
Okay, I'm going to see if I can get 150K below list price, and I'll tell you what return that gets you.
Perfect.
All right.
Thank you.
Talk soon. Bye-bye. I'm just looking for proof of concept here. I don't do deals like this unless they're creative financing, but I want to see that they can close. So let's figure out what would happen if I got this at 850. So if I got this at, let's say I got this at 870 and I sold it to them at 885. So let's say that their price is 885. Their down payment, what is that going to be? 180? No, it's more, 20%, right? 200,000. 22%, $225,000, 25%, 220,000, 25%. Okay. So they put down 220. Their monthly payment is going to be 4,000. I guess I'll use 8. I don't like to use that. I really don't like to do 8, but it's a commercial loan. Sometimes they have higher rates on them. I'll take a middle point. We'll do 4,700. We'll say 4,700 to assume 7.5. Okay. So let's run this equation one more time. $4,700 principal and interest payment. You've got taxes that are kind of an unknown amount, but we use 10,000. Hell, let's use 12,000 just in case we're wrong. That's $1,000 a month in taxes. So I'm assuming the $1,000 a month in taxes. They may not be that high. They may also maybe a little higher than that. But insurance, let's use 500. So I'm gonna say we pay $6,200 per month. That assumes a 7.5% rate, $12,000 a year for taxes, and $500 per month for insurance. It's important to calculate your monthly total expense. So $6,200 is a high-end monthly payment, assuming they bought it at $885. That would be if I got it anything below $885. And let's see, what am I gonna do here? My brain is lagging. 18 units, $800, right? 18 units, $800. 18 units, $800. 18 times 800. So 14,400. Let's just use 775. What would 775 do? Yeah, 13,950. So I'm just being stupid levels of pessimistic on this thing. I'm saying, well, what if taxes are actually higher? What if insurance is actually higher? What if the rate is actually higher? And what if the rent is actually lower? So I'm just destroying my numbers right here. And I'm doing that so that I can make an accurate offer, because when you get these things under a contract, sometimes you look at their pro forma, which is the breakdown of how much money they make per month. And it's like, oh, this expense we didn't account for, and that's going to cost us X amount. And by destroying my numbers like this, I'm making a good case for myself. So on top of lowering all these numbers, I'm going to take 25% off the top of the lowered numbers. So that assumes that we bring in $10,400 per month and that our monthly payment on this thing is $6,200. So $6,200. That means we make $4,200 per month, and per year, how much do we make? We make $51,150. Now, how much would it cost them to buy this at $885? $220,000 down plus closing costs. Call it $240,000. That return is 21.3%. So I think it's more than fine. I think it's more than fine. I am going to go ahead and call them, and I will offer them $875,000. And I may only stack a 10 or 15K fee on it, but I think it's decently reasonable. I wonder if we have any comps here. Do we have any comps? Not really, no. Okay. Now we really can't get a hold of Paris again. He's not going to pick up. So this time I'm going to email him, because this time the deal works. If it doesn't work, I mean, I'm going to text him, but if it does work, I'm going to email them. No, I'm going to try to call bro back. I don't think he'll pick up, but maybe I can call the other listing agent too. Let's try him one more time.
I'm sorry, the person you are trying to reach has a voicemail box that has not been set up yet.
Is that a, well, he's got one more listing agent here. Let's see. There's one more listing agent here. Because this thing works.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging.
What are y'all doing?
Your call has...
Okay, that's one phone number. That's two phone numbers. Hello. I just got off a call with Paris about your listing on LaSalle Boulevard. My lender has me pre-approved at $875,000. Here's my portfolio as of now. And then let me send that for credibility. So I have some sort of document. Here we go. Does this include? Yep. Okay. I'm going to do 10 business days inspection. I'm just writing up this offer right now. Okay. Sent to them. Hopefully we can hear back from him. I'm also going to write an email. And let's see if I can find an email for these guys. It's been here for 45 days, so PropStream might have the email. Let me see. MLS details, email. No, that's not him. That's the wrong person. Sometimes PropStream has it, sometimes not. So this is Paris Laurent or Laurent. Paris. Maybe it's French. Realtor Detroit. Realtor Detroit. And if we're super lucky, he will email us back at some point in time. So Paris, do you have a phone number for us, Mr. Paris? Oh, you do. What about a, is that the same phone number on your listings? Yeah, it is. Okay. What about an email? What about an email? Email from Mr. Paris, maybe down here. Email, yes, yes. Perfect. Okay, let's reiterate our text message in an email really quickly. And I will include, I'm going to include both. Oh, gotta handle that. So there's his email, and then let's grab the other listing agent's email. The other listing agent's name is Henry. And then I'll make like 2 more calls, and then I'll just take questions. Henry, whoa. You look just like your brother, Henry. They look, wow, these guys are like 2 Mr. Robots. That's pretty crazy. All right. Well, here's the other one. So let's go ahead and make this offer here. In 1 hour, remind me to check email from Prime Corporate Services.
Okay, I added it.
Offer dash, and then LaSalle, and then we're going to write up this email. Now I've got a template that'll just kind of write the email for me. We'll do tool or templates, and we'll do seller finance offer. Oh, that's not what we wanted to do. Templates, no. Cash, seller finance template. Oh, it's just so cooked. We got to redo that. Okay, I'll write it from scratch. Why does it look like that? Why is the text gray? Text should be black. Oh, okay. Why? Text color? Black? Okay. Good evening. I just spoke with Paris in regards to your listing on LaSalle Boulevard. He shared some, it doesn't really need to, I'm going to attach my offer below. Please present to your client at your earliest convenience. Loan type, offer price, close of escrow, inspection period, EMD, and contingencies. And I will copy and paste this so that you guys can have my template too. Loan type, DSCR. Offer price, 875 is what I texted, so that's what I'll say. Close of escrow, a little longer, 45 days from signed contract. Inspection period, we will do 10 business days, which is effectively like 14 days or something. Earnest money submission, I think a $5,000 non-refundable submitted post-inspection is reasonable. Contingencies, I think we'll be okay without a financing contingency, but inspection. And that's all I'm going to include here. That's honestly it. I'm going to include the portfolio too, actually, just because it's a bigger property. I want to show them that I own a lot of properties. Or I'll say properties I own now, or properties I hold as rentals. And then link. And then a couple fix and flip calls, and then I'll be done for the day, and then I'll take questions. So am I missing something? I feel like I'm missing something. Why won't it go? Oh, okay. Well, we'll just stay like that. I don't really know. Okay. Well, we'll follow up. Yeah, so I found one, and it works, and it's good, and we've presented our offer. The realtors sound a little bit interesting. Hopefully, we can hear back from him. $875,000 offer made. Follow up. Chalmers. They didn't like Chalmers. Chalmers is red. That's a failed deal. Buyer rejected Chalmers. Farron in Mount Clemens, Michigan. We'll follow up with the representative of the seller there. So I'm going to follow up with that. Joseph, here's another call. Bit of a different type of call. Template is going to go in Discord. Yeah, you can take 15% off the top of occupied. call Quaid.
Calling Quaid.
Hey, Richard.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing well. How are you?
Doing well. Question. For gosh, should I just lose my train of thought as I called you? No way. Oh yes, I remember. I get it. We were gonna ask about your client who purchased the property in Mount Clemens, Michigan. Joseph called me about a week ago and told me that they were looking to sell. We had made them an offer, but the offer was $10,000 below their asking price. I have an interested buyer who can hit their full down payment and everything they sunk into the deal. I think they spent $75K to acquire it. I'm wondering if you can go to Chinway, I think is their name.
Yes.
And say, hey, we can get you the full $75K back. I've got a guy named Costas who will take over their position, and they can just consider it a wash and throw that into another deal.
Okay, cool. Yeah, let me find out on that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, just let me know about that. That was all I had.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Talk soon.
Yeah, see you.
See ya. Okay, Yusuf, I'll let you know about that. Thrush in Las Vegas, off-market flip. They rejected my offer. That's a no-go. Puritan Street, Highland Park, 2 duplexes next. Yeah, so I was going to walk these, but I don't know about that, actually. I might not want to take on 2 duplexes at a time. I'm dealing with 1 duplex right now. We'll see. Okay, switching gears here. So that was for wholesale. Those are deals that I'll double close or wholesale. I'm doing those to collect assignment fees. The other thing that really makes me a significant amount of money is flipping multifamily and single family properties, but more specifically multifamily. So I'm going to put in a price filter right here for some multifamilies, and I'm just going to do a little digging and see what I can find in terms of multifamilies that I can renovate for a profit. Now, I think my sweet spot is like listed for 90K and I can get it for like 60 or 70. You know, that's just like a really good thing for me. This one kind of rubs me the wrong way because why are you listed at this price, but you have such nice fixtures? I'm a little nervous. Oh, fire damage. Yep, fire damage. Nope. Not touching that. Not going to touch that. Let's look at the new. Well, no, we'll price high to low to start because I haven't looked in so long. Yeah, that's too much rehab for me. No thanks. I think that's a little bit too much rehab for me. No thanks. Stopel Street. Yeah, Stopel was good, but I don't think the realtor's picking up their phone. Somebody had this thing under contract, got rejected. This thing's too big for me. This thing's fire damage. That's why they painted it black. They don't want you to see. What's this? Any photos of the interior? Yes. Yes. Good. What is that? Okay. Okay, there's possibility here. I'm worried about the location, though. This doesn't look like a good location. Potential, I should say. Yeah, I don't know about that, man. I don't know. I kind of want you to be in a neighborhood. I think we'd have a hard time renting that out. I don't know. There's a reason it's been here for 100 days, right? I don't love that one. Have seen this one. Pasadena. I feel like I've seen you too, but maybe not. Pasadena. Okay, new. No, I've seen that. I've seen you. I know who you are. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Let's check location now. So lower roof is newer. Upper roof needs to be redone, and that's high up. So that'll be like a 13K job. When the higher the roof and the steeper the roof, the more expensive the roof. Looks like we also need windows here, but the rest is clean, man. I mean, a lot of this could just stay. That's not that bad. That's the type of thing I'm looking for, guys. Yeah. That's what I'm looking for. That looks like a 35K check to me if I've ever seen one. Let's see the neighborhood. Oh, well, okay. I don't love that big open field right there, but this was 2022. And I can see that this is newly renovated. Look at that paint on that deck. That's new. Okay. I mean, a lot of the neighbors' houses are really, really rough. But this looks like a really good opportunity. I know it needs a new roof, new siding. So we're going to side it. We're going to roof it. What the hell? What is that? What is that? What the hell? I don't think I've ever seen that before. Half stone or brick and half siding? But it's like a diagonal? That's weird, man. Well, that's why we get these inspected. That's why we walk them first, guys. But this doesn't look that bad to me. So I feel like 10K on the interior. Those are new windows. That's a good window right there. Probably 10 on the interior. Yeah, like what the hell does it need? Yeah, appliances, not even paint, maybe just a little bit. Maybe we'll call it 12.5 on the interior. 12.5 on the interior, and then exterior, that roof is probably like another 12. The windows, they're done, and then we need to do siding and woodwork. Siding is probably like, I think we resided a house for 8, and then woodwork probably another 5, and then like random shit that we find in it probably another 5. So I just don't think it'll go above 42. 42 feels like an excessive amount for this, right? It's like, where the hell are you going to spend 42? Right? Where is that even going to go? And that's what I like, because it's like, what, it just doesn't need that much. And look at those windows, man. God, I'm a big fan of these windows right here. Really love those vinyl windows. Is that a new light? Yeah, that looks good, man. So there's only a couple other things that could throw a stick in my spokes on this, so to speak. And I'll probably initiate a walkthrough, and I might be able to buy this thing. I'm going to look at spot crime. I want to see how much crime is in the area, because I'm not super familiar with the zip code. It's chilling. It's chilling. Merland is right up here. We're chilling. That's west side of Detroit. We're okay. Yeah, cool. Okay. So there's no red flags yet. I don't love the neighborhood, guys. Don't love that. But what I will say is this. These guys are okay. This right here, that's not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad. This guy right here, there's a car in front of it. It's not great, but it's not bad. This guy right here, yeah, somebody lives here. Somebody lives here. And then these are all 2022. So this is from 2022. This one's livable, probably, well, pretty rough livable, but livable. And then this is just absolutely cooked, probably scary people in there. But that's 2022. You can see the date on my screen. Yeah, that just had that's a new roof right there. That's a newer roof. Those are new windows. There's Amazon packages at the door. You're not leaving Amazon packages out if there's a ton of crime there. Well, if there is a ton of crime there, bro should not be leaving his packages out. Yeah, it's not great, but it could be worse. And then if we go down here too, yeah, cars, property mid renovation. Okay. Yeah, I will look at this guy. This guy knows what's up. He's mowing his little patch of grass. He's got a little bit of pride of ownership here. Big crossroad. Yeah, there's a school bus down there. I feel like it could be worse, guys. I was in Detroit about 2 months ago. It gets worse than this. I'll give this guy a pass. I'll give us a pass. Now, where would I like to buy it? Well, not too far below list price, really. I just don't know where my 40K is going to go. I said 40, but where the hell is that going to go? Windows and siding doesn't even look that bad. It just doesn't look that bad. And that roof right here is already done. Let's redo those. Let's redo that. Okay, 12K for the roof, right? 12K for the roof. Do we need windows? No. Siding, I think we could side a house for 8, but does it even need that? Do we even need to side that thing? I mean, let's look at the street view one more time. The siding, it's pink up here. I don't know what this cover is, and that's the woodwork. You see, that's the woodwork right there. That looks bad. That doesn't look good. But it's just not terrible. Maybe, you want to assume the worst. $12,000, and I'll put it this way. Let's say the entire woodwork and siding gets done for 10. Okay, interior. Oh, gosh, I mean, what is it going to be? you know, we're not constructing anything. Maybe 6 on the interior. Then you're at 28. And then maybe we find the windows are done. I don't know about the mechanicals, but maybe we find something crazy, right? 35. You know, I 6,000 for the interior, just random shit on the inside, you know, paint, walls, whatever it may be. $7,500 for some bullshit that we find as we're doing the project, right? Oh, did I just spill this on myself? No way. No, I'm good. I'm good. That wasn't bad. White carpet. Okay. Now we call. So what am I going to do? Well, I'm the buyer here. I'm a buyer here. And I'm not going to make my offer until I walk the property. So this conversation is actually easy. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to run my potential profit. I'm going to look at comps really quick. Let's just see. Now this is for the appraisal. Because remember I said that the numbers are based on cash return. But dude, I own a property right up the street. I'm sure the comps will be fine. Let's click reset. Oh my God, neighbor's house listed for 159. It's a 6-2 duplex. Yeah, bro, we're chilling. We're chilling. We're just going to look really quick just because for appraisal purposes, you want to make sure that you can appraise for the buyer, right? Really quick, clicking sold, property type, deselect, multifamily. Yep, already seeing those good numbers. Sold in the past 12 months. Price these things high to low. Yeah, okay, we're good. Yep, yeah, well, yeah, we're good. Look at this thing. 150. 159, 160 right here. And you know what I want? I want 150. I want 150. Cool. Okay. So say I get my offer accepted at 70. Oh, the blackberry seeds are killing me. Takes another sip. If I get my offer accepted at 70, I'm in it for 80. Why? Closing costs. And then let's say I have to put in 37K. I'm in it for 117. And then I sell for $150,000. And then you know, I could get 150. No, probably just 150. Probably just 150. It's a 4-2. And then I subtract my 117. 33K job. It's a little tight right there. It's a little tight, but would I do a job for 33,000, especially if we can turn it around in 1 month? Yeah, I'll make 33K for a job. Would I buy it at 70? I'd love to be closer to like 67, 68,000. That would be really nice for me. So we will walk it and we'll get the official rehab budget. And if the official rehab budget is below $37,000, great. Cool. Cool. Let's set up a walkthrough. Hasn't been here for too long. And I've called this guy on his other listing. I actually called him on this listing.
Call has been forwarded.
Dude, just let me walk, bro. Oh, I don't. He says, Je t'appelle plus tard. What is that? Your name, please? Je t'appelle plus tard. He hits me back in French. Is that what's your name? Or I will call you later? He'll call you later. Is that what he's telling me? I thought like je m'appelle was my name, or how is meant Clemens? Yusuf, I just called. The offer's being presented to the client right now. Guys, this is what he said to me. I think this means, can I call you later, or your name, please, or something. I don't know. Here, let me, what does that mean, gang? Je t'appelle plus tard. That's what it says. Tard means I'll call you later. I'm going to go with I'll call you later. I'm going to go with that. Can I get my contractor into Pasadena? Maybe Bree can let me in. Let me ask my other agent. I think my buyer's agent can let me in. Hold on.
Hey, Richard.
Hey, I'm trying to get into a property. Can I give you an address and see if it's accessible via the MLS?
Sure, what's the address?
It is 1989 Pasadena Street.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Okay, thanks so much. Because I'll pay you and Chris to go walk it. Looks like a fine property for a flip.
Okay, 1989 Pasadena. Do you want me to just text you once I pull up the MLS?
Yeah. Let me know if we can
Okay.
access it. I called the agent. He doesn't want to talk right now, but I figured that you might be able to help.
Okay, yeah, let me look into it. I'll text you in a minute.
All right. Thanks so much. Talk soon.
Yeah, you're welcome. Talk soon. Bye-bye.
Okay, realtor's now responding to me. Tomorrow, possible? Okay, I'm gonna call my contractor now. So realtor's responding to me. Let me call my contractor. One moment. Okay, realtor's asking me about the time. Okay, so we're talking to him right now.
Hello.
Hey, can you walk a property about half a mile from Merlin Street tomorrow in the evening?
What time?
Agent's asking us what time. What time works best for you?
Between 11 and 1.
11 and 1. Okay, I will go ahead and confirm that with the agent. Looks like another, well, I know obviously it's not our favorite, but looks like another Merlin situation. The interior looks to be really nice. It needs some exterior work, but now we know what to look for.
Yeah, I'll look at it real good tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Go back to bed. I'm sorry.
Oh, you good.
All right. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Between 11 a.m. and 1. Yeah. And that's all for now. So I think my top dollar on this is 70. I'd feel like a big win at 65. Anywhere between 65 and 70 would make me pretty happy. I think my contractor will probably quote me closer to 30K. And at 37, at 37K, we were going to make 33K in the job. If it's 30K, it's a 40K flip. And guys, 40K is really good for a flip, at least for this type of flip, because you buy this thing and then a month and a half later, it's done and ready to sell to the buyer. And then the closing takes another month. So a 2.5 month turnaround for $40,000, I'm barely going to lift a finger beyond what I've just done. I've got 3 others running right now. I think now knowing what I know, I might not purchase the first 2 that I purchased, but this looks like something I'd love to flip. All I'm going to do is make it really nice and turnkey for a buyer. Price it at 150, and hopefully I can make $40,000. The math for that, again, one more time: $70,000, $10,000 closing costs. There'll be some holding fees. Those will probably be $3K. If the rehab is $30,000, we're in it for 113. I'd like to sell it for 150. So that would yield 37, right? 37. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I just want to see that I'm making close to 40K. If I got it at 70 and the rehab were truly 30, great. I'm going to make 40,000. I'm going to make $37,000. If we can skate by with like $25,000, that's great. We'll have to see if I should re-side it. I don't know, because the siding looks good. The siding looks good right here, but you can never really tell from these photos. But the windows are nice. We've got new windows. The floors are hardwood. They already have been refinished. The paint looks to be newer. They've priced it well. And, it's been there for about 29 days. Any price cuts? Tried to rent it out, failed to rent it out. Now they're selling it. I'm going to offer 19. 68 would really be great, guys. Let's be real. 68 would be so great. 68,000, 10,000 closing, 30,000 rehab, 3,000 holding. You're in it for 110. You sell it for 150, 40 grand. So 68, that's 21K below list price, and I'd feel so great about $68,000. What does that mean for you? If you got this for 60K somehow, I'm giving you $8,000. That's all it means. So yeah, people are going to show me some deals now. I'm going to check them out, and I'm going to head out in about 20 minutes. All right. Cruz wants help. I'm going to bring up 5 people. I'll bring up 5 people, okay? How do you keep of agents you have called? I'm going to take that as how do you keep track of agents you've called? I use this little spreadsheet right here. I use a little spreadsheet like this. Looks kind of like this. I just make it on Google. Any further updates on Pinehurst and Auburn? Haven't heard anything. It's my understanding that everything's moving forward, Omar. I can call Lexi about that if you'd like. Let me know. Can we use your contractor in Detroit? Or can we, your contractors, also in Detroit? Are you saying, can we use your contractor in Detroit? If so, no. But you can find a contractor in Detroit quite easily. Yeah, I'll call Lexi about Pinehurst and Auburn, but I don't think she'll know. I'm going to call Quaid about Pinehurst and Auburn. Let's ask Quaid about that. I stream Discord, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube.
Hey, Richard.
Hey, quick question. Do you think we'll get the appraisal by tomorrow for Pinehurst and Auburn?
I have Angelica and Elijah on that, and Sean's been on top of that. I have been flying today. Let me check my email. I'm sure somebody sent that. I have Joanne right here. Hello, Fred. This is morning.
I don't know if what was needed on Pinehurst and Auburn. That's a newer one. I guess I'll ask the wholesaler. Omar, what was needed on Pinehurst?
Oh, we were talking first. So very good. Is somebody looking at something or what's happening?
Oh, sorry. I thought you were looking for something.
No, sorry. I'm kind of just casually just looking at this, but I thought you were asking the wholesaler something.
Yeah. I guess the 2 ones I'm calling about, Pinehurst and Auburn, I just wanted to see if that one was on track. I don't know why, but the agent was under the impression that we could close tomorrow. That's not going to happen. We've only had it for like 2 weeks. And then Joanne, we are supposed to close, I think, maybe tomorrow, but pending the appraisal from the lender.
No, we got it. I know they were going to send it to us yesterday night. If they didn't, then we had it today. So we should have it. I have not checked on that, but I do have people checking on it.
Okay. All right. I guess I'll let you know if I have a more specific question, but I guess just Joanne's for now.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, we should have the appraisal on it because I did talk to the lender, what's today, Thursday. When I talked to them Wednesday evening, so we should have received it today, but I haven't checked with them, but I have had Angelica and Elijah on it.
Okay. Huge. All right. Thanks so much. Talk soon.
You're welcome. See you.
Well, that wasn't a very productive call. I don't really know what we're asking about Pinehurst and Auburn. I haven't heard anything. I guess I'll text the agent and communicate. Lexi, TC, and then Pinehurst, Auburn. Hey, Lexi, this is the seller for our deal on Pinehurst / Auburn. It's my understanding that we're still waiting for the lender / title to complete so we can close. I want to keep the seller in the loop. Do we know what ETA is for closing? Ooh. Okay. All right. Let me see if I can confirm this time with the agent really quickly that we scheduled. Does that work? I need to confirm with him. Okay. Well, let me put this in my little tracker sheet. I think we'll be able to get it. I mean, it looks good, guys. It looks good. I feel like we'll be able to close. So I'm not going to put anything here. Pending walk through. Let's take some questions. Okay. So let's talk to Cruz first. Cruz, what's going on, dog?
Hey, Rich, how you doing?
I'm well today. How are you?
Good. I just want to show you this seller finance in Oklahoma. It's a duplex,
Let's see it.
but it's not under contract. I submitted the offer, but she just wanted a contact for the proof of funds. Like I sent her the one that you have here on Discord. She just wanted your contact.
What do you mean my contact?
Like I guess to talk to you, just to know it's real.
Oh,
But if you want, yeah,
you know, when I get a random phone number, I just don't pick up the phone when somebody randomly calls me.
yeah, I just submitted it today. She doesn't have your contact, but I sent her the proof of funds, and she just wants to like talk to you. Maybe I don't know if today or some other day, but it could give you the terms. It should cash flow. I know the down payment is probably a little high for this, but it cash flows. So I gave her an offer at 430 with a 60K down, monthly payments of 800, and the PITI is 1300, and fully occupied will be almost 31.
1800 plus what?
No, 430K purchase price, 60K down payment. I know it's a little high for the 30K, but 800 a month, plus tax and insurance. The PITI is almost 1300, and with both units occupied, it should bring in 31.
I mean, I feel like we could sell that. What's your cash on cash return?
Let me see.
And I just wholesaled the house in this market, Norman, Oklahoma. I put that in the chat for you. It's 1314 Charlotte Avenue, single family. And I also owned a property in Oklahoma City that I sold about 4 months ago. And that is 12136 Thornridge. So you can say, hey, and this is you say, hey, we just sold this property in Oklahoma City. I don't mean as a realtor. I owned it for 2 years. I renovated it and I sold it. And then I also wholesaled 1314 Charlotte Court in Norman. And those are both really close to that. So I do business in this market. It's a good market. And those two sales can be confirmed on public record, especially 12136 Thornridge. I'm happy to give her a call, but giving her my cell phone number isn't going to allow her to get in contact with me, because most of the time somebody's calling me, I assume that it's somebody from Hold My Hand Wholesale who doesn't know that they signed up and thinks I stole their credit card, and I don't want to talk to them.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's more you calling her. I told her if she needed to speak with you, then I could set that up. Sure. But yeah, I just wanted to give you the terms and just make sure it's all good.
Okay.
But yeah.
Well,
sorry, go ahead.
I'll tell you what, I can bring you up. I can bring you up tomorrow and I can give her a call first thing.
Okay, sounds good.
Tomorrow at 1:45 p.m., remind me to bring up Cruz.
Okay, I added it.
Okay, we'll see you first thing tomorrow, and I will call your agent then, okay?
Okay, sounds good. And then for the other 3 seller finance deals that I sent offers to in Milwaukee, the guy, he got a knee replacement, so he said it'll be a couple of days. We're waiting for the response. It was the people that wanted all the information from you, LLC documents and all that.
They just want to, is this for, oh, my camera froze. Hold on. One sec. Okay, so you have a separate deal and they just want they want LLC docs and other things to verify?
No, I'm just giving you an update. We already submitted all the information they wanted, your bank account, LLC, driver's license on that.
Oh, yeah.
All that. It was 3 seller finance in Milwaukee, and I'm just telling you that I'm waiting on the agent because he had his knee replacement. So I'm just trying to keep following up and see what happens there.
Okay, huge. Hopefully my camera turns back on here. Just a sec here, guys. Maybe, come on, camera, you can turn back on. Yes, okay, perfect. All right, well, we'll see you tomorrow, okay?
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you. I'll let her know.
Really, text in. So you guys can try it with our new lender. We have a new hard money lender. Remember the guy in Jacksonville just the other day? There was a guy in Jacksonville the other day. He was using Temple View Capital with Isaac Lewis. We have his email and phone number, and he was saying that he was getting 100% LTC. That's 100% of purchase price and 100% of renovation being paid by the hard money lender. Now you can try to apply with him. I have no experience with this individual. I don't know if that's a relationship thing where he was able to get that sort of lending just because he knew the guy really well, but it might be the case. But generally speaking, you do need to come up with around $10,000 to $15,000 as a down payment on your first fix and flip. That's why we recommend wholesaling first. So that one, you understand what makes a deal, so that you don't end up with bad fix and flips, right? I ended up with a bad fix and flip on my first one. It was a contractor issue, not a property issue. And, I would say that you can learn to avoid potholes by doing wholesale first. Okay, next person, probably JB. JB had a question. What's going on, JB?
Hey, Richard, how are you?
I'm well today. What can I help you with?
Yeah, so I sent 2 properties that I have under contract to your email. I don't know if you got it. I just want to know if the terms are right.
Okay. Would you DM it to me here on Discord, or maybe you can say the address out loud?
Yeah, I can DM it to you.
Gang, what's going on with my comment here? Go ahead and DM it to me. For multifamily, flip is shootings a deal breaker? No, not necessarily. I would say if there's an abundance of them, yes, and I would say it's not a great thing for your deal. What was the dude's name? Diana, I'm not sure. It's in the hard money lender section. If a property has a 20%, 26% cash on cash return at asking price, I would still offer 20K below list, because we don't want to send buyers deals that are, and make sure you're really doing those numbers correctly. It's rent times 0.8 minus PITI times 12 divided by total cost of buying, using 10K for closing costs. But yeah, 20K below list. It's a 6-unit multifamily. Okay. Noah, what's it priced at? And then I can help you out a little bit. And then JB, let me know when that's in my DMs. Oh, I see here.
Oh, yeah.
So what type of deal is this, JB? A rental or a fix and flip?
It's a fix and flip.
It's a fix.
I got it. It's listed for 100. I got it for 70.
That's a good discount. I like your discount, man. Okay, so
yeah, it's just that the inspection date, they want it to be 5 days or 7 days. I don't know if that's enough.
Well, let's run through it really quickly and just make sure it makes sense. And I will take on more single families after my first one sells. My contractor's telling me that I'm about 3 weeks, or not 3 weeks, I'm sorry, 7 weeks away from listing it. So let me see if I can find your deal here. They want 5 days. These other guys were saying that they wanted fix and flips, but I haven't seen them show me that they want fix and flips. Okay, there's your property. Now it says it's a multifamily. It's a multifamily. Interesting. It's a small multifamily. Okay. So now, knowing that it's a multifamily, your return on investment is a big factor here for the end buyer. So the end buyer is going to look at this and they're only going to see their potential ROI. And that's not for you. That's more so for the end buyer to sell to their end buyer, because you're buying it to renovate and sell to another buyer. Now I'm thinking a couple buyers in advance here. So we've got your wholesale to the end buyer, and then we've got the end buyer's flip to the end buyer. Does that make sense? Because they're renovating it, but they're probably renovating it to flip to another person. So we have to see if this thing is fully occupied, what will it generate and what price does that yield based on that rent? Now let's figure this out. It's a 3-bed, 2-bath duplex. Now, one side of the 3-bed, 2-bath duplex will rent out for about $1,100. The other side probably about $700. So this should bring in $1,800 when fully renovated and fully occupied. So what does $1,800 yield in terms of a sale price for the end buyer? Because this is how you have to think about renovating a multifamily. If you're the wholesaler and you are selling just as I thought, what will my end buyer pay? I know they'll pay $150 because they're paying $150 for my other property that rents out for the same amount. So it's the same thing here. You're wholesaling it to a buyer. What's that buyer going to do with it? That's what we need to understand. Well, that buyer is going to renovate it and then they're going to flip the property. How much money are they going to make? Well, how much money buyer 1 is going to make is all about how much the mortgage costs for buyer 2 and how much the rent costs for buyer 2, or how much the rent is for buyer 2. So I'm going to guess about 115,000 to hit a 20% cash on cash return. That would require a $23K down payment and $612 per month in monthly payments. So if we close these tabs, close, and we put all of this together, that monthly payment is coming out to $612. Your taxes and insurance on a property like this, probably like $375 per month. And then we know we're going to rent out for $1,800. Am I sharing my screen? I'm not sharing my screen. Oops. So $1,800 is the rent. I'm going to take 20% off the $1,800. So this is what you'll bring in when fully occupied after taking money off the top. Now your mortgage payment for the end buyer is $987. So this is what they're going to make per month, and per year, this is what they're going to make. Now dividing this by the total cost of entry, 23,000 plus 10K for closing costs, 33K. Their cash on cash return at 115 would be 16%. So it will have to be lower than 115, probably closer to 105 to 110,000. I would say probably, I'm going to guess 107. So that's, what is that? 114 down. Oh, I'm sorry, 14. What am I thinking? 21,400 down. And then this would be 569. Let's use 569 plus 375. That's the monthly payment at 107. And then you're renting for 1,800, 20% comes off the top. So your buyer is going to be making 1,440. Subtract that new monthly payment of 944. Your buyer's making 496 per month, or per year, they're making 5,952. And their total cost of buying it is 31,400. Even then. So yeah, looks like buyer will pay about 104K. So if I had sent this to my buyers who buy renovated multifamily properties in Detroit, they're going to want to pay about 104K after it's renovated. Now, understanding that you have it at 70, let's say you charge a $2,000 assignment fee. You're going to be in it for $10,000 with the buy. $10,000 is your closing cost. So you're in it for $82 off the bat. This thing's only going to be able to sell for about $103,000 to $104,000. We haven't put any rehab into the property yet. So what do we need to do to the property? Well, where did it go? Oh, I've lost it. Let me find the property again. It's North Lawn. So what do we need to do to the property? How much rehab does this thing need? You know, the roof doesn't look that bad. The roof looks okay to me. Can I see the back? Is there a way to see the back of the house? I swear I saw it. There it is. Okay, so the roof doesn't look that bad. You're going to need windows, woodwork, and siding. Bricks look okay. And then you'll probably need another like 30,000 on the interior. Because this, you know, none of this stuff is acceptable for an end buyer. Like all this has to come out. That's all bad. Yeah. So your rehab is probably like 45K. Yeah, I'd probably say around there. So here's the issue you're running into. Hopefully this makes sense. Do you know what I mean by the end buyer's end buyer will pay 104K?
Yeah.
That's all about not the buyer we wholesale to, but what that buyer does with the property. That buyer is probably going to flip this property. It's a super common model. Now, that buyer's flip is kind of based on the return on investment, heavily based on the return on investment. And to hit a 20% with this property, because it's a 3-2, not a 4-2, we usually look for 4-2s, they're buying it at 104K. The problem is your property needs like 40K worth of rehab, but even if it needed 30K, you're in it for 70,000. You're going to add your assignment fee, the smallest assignment possible, $2,000. Now you're in it for 82. And then we put in a rehab. Let's say the rehab is even just 25K. It won't be, but let's just say it were. We're in it for above the ARV. So we have a nice discount on the property. 30K is a nice discount, but if a buyer looks at this, they're not going to be able to renovate it and sell it for a profit, largely just because of where the cash on cash return would be after the house is renovated. You know, this thing would need to sell for like 140K for this to make sense. Or we need to have it like probably 30K below where we have it now. So unfortunately, the return on investment for the end buyer's buyer doesn't allow us to offer very well on this property.
Okay, that makes sense. So should I end the contract?
Yeah, I would probably say, hey, my lender declined to fund this. And it's largely because we can't renovate it and sell it for a profit that makes sense to the end buyer because of their cash on cash return. So I can write that out if you want me to write that out.
Yeah, and I also had a second property that I sent to you.
Okay.
But that one was listed for 95. I got it for 65. But they changed the price today to 74.
I get it. I get that. So this is a larger property. It's a larger duplex. It looks like it's a 4-bed, 4-bath duplex, which is great. It's been there for 83 days. You have it at 65, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, 4 beds, 4 baths. Interesting layout for a duplex. So it'll rent for more because of that second bathroom. But the rehab on it's a triplex.
It's funny because I'm up here for that same property too. She reached out to me today.
Is it a triplex or a duplex?
I think it's just a duplex.
There's 3 meters on it. I wonder what that's about. Yeah, rehab on this is probably like, well, the windows are new. It's gutted. I'll share my screen on this, guys, because it doesn't seem to be under contract. Check this out. It's gutted. So how much is the rehab going to be on this? Well, we just ran rehab on this one that's not gutted. Remember Pasadena, guys? What did I determine rehab would be on this? Like 35, right? And it looks to be turnkey. It looks to be livable. Where does the 35 go? Well, you got 12 on the roof. Maybe you got 10 on the siding and fixing the shitty wood that's deteriorating up here. So that's 22. And then maybe there's another 8K in the interior, and then maybe mechanicals for another 5K. So this is a clean looking property. It would still be 35K rehab for me. So when I look at a property like this and I'm like, holy shit, that's going to need everything except windows. So I can see we need a roof. That roof is probably also around 12. I can see that the windows are new. So that saves us $8,000, but we need to redo this deck. So let's say 12 for the roof. We also need to redo this deck right here. We can see that that's peeling up. I just had to do that on Merlin. It cost me like 3K. So we redo this right here, 3K, roof, that's 15K all in. Then we redo the deck right here. Maybe the deck is another like, I don't know, another 3K maybe. That's 18K all in. We haven't entered the property yet. Entering the property, it's gutted down to the studs, but you know, some drywall's in and maybe the plumbing is new. I'm not sure if that's new. I actually haven't learned about that yet. Some of the things have been put in the bathroom. We have a new toilet. We have a new bathroom vanity. But yeah, it looks like we have to do electrical. I don't know about plumbing. Mechanicals look to be decent. I don't see any rust. And then we have to drywall the whole thing. And put that cement on. I could only imagine that with the windows done, this would still be like 55,000 on the inside. So, you know, maybe 18 on the exterior, maybe 55 on the inside. So 18 plus 55 is 73. And then let's say, you know, we stack the smallest of assignment fees on here, $2,000, right? And then you have 10,000 for closing costs. And then you put in your what was that? 73. You put in your 73,000 and now you're in it for 150,000. And then these things, you know, they sell around 150 to 170. I think you can get 165 out of this, actually. The reason I think you can get 165 is because those 2 bathrooms are going to push rent closer to 1,400 per unit, which is really nice. It's almost like a house. A 2-bed, 2-bath unit is kind of rare. So it'll probably sell for more than usual, probably about $165,000. But we can't be in a flip for 150 that'll sell for 160. That's why it's been here for 83 days. So if we were to make money on this, you know, you buy it for 30K, you put in 10 closing costs, you put in $73,000, you're in it for 113, and then you sell it for 165, and you make yourself 50K. That's where I'd want it. I would want it locked up, probably $30,000, and we could probably stack a 5K fee on that. So guys, getting a discount isn't the only thing. the deal also has to work. And I really think that the work that I did on Pasadena today really shows you where it needs to be. I think that that's just like a perfect illustrator because I'm looking to flip this myself. So I'm being pessimistic on the numbers, and you're seeing exactly how a buyer thinks about one of these deals. But this deal and the other one that you just showed me, those are both losing investments, unfortunately. And I would say that it's good to make offers, but, you know, rewatch this live stream if you're confused. You know, this is going to be on YouTube. This is on YouTube right now. We're live on YouTube right now. Come back here and say, wait a second. I remember that towards the end of yesterday's live stream, Richard did an in-depth run through on the rehab numbers, the closing costs, the holding costs, and where you need to buy multifamily and what causes a multifamily to sell after it's been flipped. Because here's the thing. I want to show you guys something. And this is something I learned 4 years into my real estate journey. This didn't even occur to me until probably 4 years in. And what it is that the comps for a property, they can be attained, but the cash on cash return for a multifamily is really where the buyer should stick. And I worded that so poorly. What I mean to say is, if we look in this area, there will be multifamilies that sold for 220. I don't know why. And I'll show you why right now. You guys wouldn't buy them for 220. I think what it is a retail buyer wanted to live in one side and rent out the other, and the fixtures on the property were just kind of fix and flip level. I think that's what it is. But if you are to get that price for a multifamily, you sit on Zillow for 6 months. And if you're like, well, I don't understand, look at the multifamilies posted in Detroit that aren't at the right price. Look how long they've been on Zillow. Buyers don't want to do that. So maybe you can get lucky and you see one of those comps, but at the end of the day, it's got to be based off the cash on cash return. It just has to be. And if you don't know what I mean, I'll run through that really quickly, but check this out. So this is the area where that property is. And I can guarantee you that we're going to see a comp that's like a 200K multifamily. But I don't know why anybody would buy that. And the only way to find a buyer like that, sit on Zillow for 6 months and eventually somebody will hit you up. But that's not a great or sustainable investing strategy. So here it is. Here's the 200K property, right? Richard, what are you talking about? ARV is clearly 200,000. You see how there's only 2 that sold for that amount? I just don't know why they did it. And I'll tell you right now. So this is a 6.2 with 2,300 square feet. I own a 6.2 with 2,000 square feet. I own it less than a mile from here. I can tell you with certainty that this will rent out for about $1,250 to $1,300 per side. Let's give the benefit of the doubt and let's say $1,300 per side, bringing in $2,600. Why do I not trust this ARV for a multifamily? I would trust it for a single family because it's not about the numbers, it's about the desirability of the property. The reason I don't trust this ARV for a multifamily is because, well, let's look at this stupid ass buy. Let's look at what the guy did. He bought it for $207,500. He put down 44 grand. Just a little bit less, 43,000. A little bit less, 42.5. 42? No, 41.5? Yeah, he put down $41,500. His interest rate was somewhere around 7%, and his taxes and insurance, because it's a big ass building like this and he just purchased it, well, they got reassessed. And the taxes and insurance, well, let's look in this area. Let's look at a property that's already for sale. Check this out. It's pretty much the same thing, slightly bigger. Taxes, look at the taxes. $832 per month. Now that's a lie. They're lying to us, but it does tell us something. The taxes are high here. Let's look at this guy's taxes. This guy's taxes, $607 per month. You understand what I'm saying? So let's run through these numbers. This guy who bought this property is like, God damn it. Why the hell did I buy this thing? Why did I do that? Unless they're living in one side and renting out the other side. Okay. So let's keep running through this, guys. The monthly payment that he has is $1,104. I think we can all agree that taxes are a minimum of $500 per month and insurance is probably $150. So he pays $1,754 per month. He's bringing in $2,600, right? You got to take 20% off your $2,600 for expenses. That's $2,000. We subtract his $1,754 per month. He's making $300 per month for a $51,000 investment. What return is that? Well, if we divide the $303,900 per year that we make by 51,000, and that's 10K for closing costs, 51,000. He's got a 7% return. I just can't bank on somebody willing to make a bad investment. I just can't. And I get it. People do. All the time people do. Let's see if an LLC owns this or a corporation or an individual owns this. Sorry. So who bought this? LLC or individual? I bet it's an LLC. I bet an LLC bought this. How long did they sit on market, by the way? That's what I thought. That's what I thought, guys. Yeah, oh my God. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Guys, they listed it in October of 2025 and they sold in April of 2026. Holy shit. Okay, so let's just figure out how long they sat on market. I said 6 months. Let's see how long they actually sat on market. How many days is October 6, 2025 apart from April 10th, 2026? How long is that?
Let me line that up on a calendar. It's 186 days between those two dates.
How many months?
6 months.
How many months? Sorry, go ahead.
6 months. Yeah, no problem. About 6 months and 4 days.
It's kind of uncanny how good I am at predicting things that I literally have never looked into before. They sat on market for 6 months. Why did they sit on market for 6 months? Because they're looking for a sucker. What do I mean, a sucker? They're looking for a lawyer that knows jack shit about real estate investing. He's like, I guess I will. I'll get, we won the case. I guess I'll buy this, right? I don't want to sit on market for 6 months. I want my property to sell. Why is it a problem if I sit on market for 6 months? I've got a goddamn hard money loan on the property. That shit costs like $2,000 a month. 6 months of sitting at $2,000 is $12K out of my pocket. So this guy's just bleeding. And you know what? Good job. He found himself a person who bought it. But let's find out if it's an individual or an LLC, because there is one type of buyer who I can understand buying it for $207. You didn't need to do that, but there is one type of buyer, and that type of buyer is a house hacker. I'm going to live in one side and I'm going to rent out the other side. And my mortgage payment on 207 is $1,700, but my rent for one of these units is $1,300. So I effectively pay $400 to live in this property, and I'm building equity, and I'm lowering my taxes by living in it. House hacking is an excellent strategy, but what do retail buyers want? Single families or multifamilies? You are a retail buyer, so you need only ask yourself what you want. Do you want to live in a single family or do you want to live in an apartment? What's your long-term goal? So house hackers, far and few between, an uncommon type of buyer. I get it if that's who actually purchased the property, but if it's an LLC, we're waiting for a sucker to buy the deal, and that's just not how I do business. I want to do business thinking about who my end buyer is and then fitting in that end buyer's buy box like a damn puzzle piece, if that makes sense. So I get it. There's the comps, but 4 years into my real estate journey, I learned, wait a second, how long did you have to sit on market to get that number when we're flipping a multifamily? And the answer is 6 months. So this is owned by an LLC. It's owned by Amen Sparkling Clean Service LLC. So what does that tell you? Amen Sparkling Clean Service? Well, we have a person who runs a cleaning company, and they didn't know to set up a new LLC for their real estate purchase, meaning that their cleaning company and their real estate are both liable in the event that one of their cleaning clients decides to sue them. One of your cleaning clients decides to sue you. Oh, let me take your duplex. They're both liable. So we have an individual who's an inexperienced real estate investor, didn't know to set up a separate LLC from where they're actually doing business on their normal day-to-day job. However, their day-to-day job, cleaning, makes them enough money to afford the down payment on something like this. And you can actually see they used a loan to purchase the property. They used an FHA loan, which also kind of makes me kind of confused, because you use an, I think Propstream may be wrong about that. I bet it's a DSCR loan. I bet it's a DSCR loan, because an LLC closed on an FHA loan. Can you do that? I don't really know. You probably can, right? Let me find out really quickly. Can you do that? Can an LLC get an FHA loan?
Checking. Generally, no. FHA loans are for individual owner occupants, not LLCs. If you're looking to buy.
Oh, let me ask a follow-up. What if I'm house hacking? Can I buy with an LLC using an FHA loan if I'm house hacking? Like I live in one side and rent out the other?
One moment. Even if you're house hacking, FHA loans have to be in your personal name, not an LLC. You can rent out the other units, but The loan and title at closing need to be in you. Moving it into an LLC later can
Okay. Hopefully that makes sense, guys. It's not an FHA loan. It's a DSCR loan, and it's a DSCR loan that doesn't make any money per month. Guys, they pay $1,300. Not that, remember how I said that, oh, they're going to pay $1,100. No. They pay $1,300 because their loan term is lower than 360. It's the shorter amortization, meaning that this individual truly pays $2,000 a month with taxes and insurance, and they rent this thing out for $2,600 a month. It's kind of spot on. I gotta pat myself on the back. That's kind of spot fucking on, you know? That's kind of exactly what happened in this scenario. You know, it's just like, that's so accurate as to what happened. Anyways, we got to move on here. JB, hopefully that makes sense. I thought that was a really important lesson. It's time for our third bathroom break of the day. I'll be right back. I have a multifamily for sale in Watertown, New York, turnkey immediate cash flow. If somebody were to buy it for your asking price, would the mortgage payment exceed the rent on the property? That's how you need to be thinking. 1 second. But when does this benefit them for taxes? Buying real estate lowers your tax bill immensely. It's insane. In 2024, I owe zero taxes. You know how much I did in revenue in 2024? $3.5 million. No taxes. Why? I bought something like 11 or 12 houses in 2024, and then I renovated those houses. I deleted all of my tax bill by buying real estate. So, you know, the United States is set up so that ultra wealthy entrepreneurs don't actually have to pay taxes. Do I agree with that? No, it's like a scam. That should not be how we're set up, but that's how we're set up. Hold on. All right, let's keep going. We're almost done here, guys. Almost done. Okay. What is that, bro? What are we putting in the chat? I don't even know what I'm looking at. Something. Okay. Ren, what's going on? You got a seller finance deal? Hello, Ren. How do I start wholesaling? Hop in my Discord. You can't hear Ren? I can't hear Ren either. Okay, let's talk to Tito. Tito, what's going on, man?
Hey, Rich. Hey, I had that same property as JB. So.
Oh yeah. Well, that's my very in-depth analysis on it.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Jake, what's going on, man?
Hey, I have a property under contract that I sent you in the DM. I was just hoping you could take a look at my numbers.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Fix and flip rental.
It's a tenant occupied single family.
Tenant occupied single family. Okay. Yeah. So it's listed for 150. The goal is to get a solid discount. What do you have it at?
I have it at 115.
Okay.
And also the agent said she made a mistake when she listed it. It got renovated into a 5-bed, 3-bath, but she still listed it with the old picture as a 3-2. So it's actually, it's bigger now, and it's occupied at $2,000 a month.
Wow, $2,000 a month at 115. What ROI is that?
So I rented at 125 and I was getting 30% just because I figured, isn't 125 the minimum for DSCR loans?
No, 60 is the minimum I've seen.
Oh, okay. Well, I was getting 29.5% when I was running it at 125. So if I ran it at 115, it would probably be a little above 30.
Dope. So one thing I'm seeing is the taxes are misrepresented on the property. It's telling me $500 per year in taxes. That's pretty crazy low. I do think the taxes will be higher than 500 per year, but they're not going to be super high because you're in Georgia, and Georgia just doesn't really have that high of taxes. So let's find out. Here's the property. There's your zip code. I'm looking at the property, and the way that I'm going to figure your taxes, I'm going to look at what the neighbor's taxes are. Neighbor's taxes are, it says $80 a month. Really? What about this guy? 135. Okay, I'll just put your taxes at 150 a month, which is stupid low, and then I'm putting insurance.
Yeah, I was just using the ones that Zillow had because PropStream was saying the same thing, super low numbers.
Yeah.
I think Zillow said like 123. But my main problem, I've actually had it under contract for like a week, but the agent has not been able to get me interior photos. And because of that, the dispo team said they weren't able to send it out. So I was actually able to get an extension today, and she's supposed to send me the pictures tonight. But as of right now, I have an extension until Wednesday night with an inspection scheduled on Tuesday. So I was just wondering if you also thought that was even enough time to find a buyer.
Generally speaking, I wouldn't lock up a property without photos because that's how you get the buyers interested. If the buyer, it could be anything if the buyers can't see photos. So they really like a loose idea of what the property is going to look like. So I guess next time I'd wait to have the photos before locking it up. Yeah, that's probably the biggest thing. It's really hard to find a buyer without photos. What I would do if I were you is I would go to Georgia real estate groups and Buy Box Cartel, and I would post it all over Buy Box Cartel, not just posting it, but blasting it out, text blasting the buyers who actually want to buy, and then also I would also post it on Facebook groups because my team. We're just not going to have a lot of luck without photos. It's just going to be really, really hard without photos. I think your return on an investment makes sense. I think that makes sense. I like the return on investment. 125 price point for 2,000 rent, probably just about 20%. Probably more than 20% because your taxes are so low. So probably closer to your mid 20%. So cash on cash works, but I honestly can't give you any advice if I don't have photos for it. So next time I'll just wait to lock something up until you have photos.
Okay. If I'm able, because she said she might be able to get them to me tonight or tomorrow, do you think that's realistically enough time to find a buyer by Tuesday?
If I have a really, really good deal, I can absolutely find a buyer in a singular day, but that's if I'm being proactive about the dispo and I'm posting it on Facebook and I'm blasting out to buyers on Buy Box Cartel. What Buy Box Cartel does is it's going to show buyers in our network that have purchased in this zip code and surrounding zip codes, and then it's going to give you their phone number and email, and you can quite literally put this address on their text messages because they've opted in to receive it, and you can put it directly in their email, and it will give you numbers of people who literally bought like close to the neighbor's house, probably not exactly the neighbor's house, but like half a mile away, they bought a property. And you can be like, yo, you want another property? I got another rental property for you. And you can call these people. And this is exactly how Jason Ellis sold his property in Detroit and made, I think it was like $40,000. It was insane.
Yeah, I actually got VIP and put it on the marketplace and did the auto dispo and everything, but I just hadn't heard anything back.
Did you put photos on there?
Sorry, what was that?
Photos on there or no photos?
The only photo I have is one exterior one that I put in the DM to you, but yeah, I'm hoping to get more tonight.
Yeah, that's going to be a big thing. And then, dude, these Facebook groups, I mean, oh my God, this is how we sold our deals for the first 2 years. The first 2 years I sold deals just using Facebook groups. Like this is what you do. You go to groups and you look up, where is this thing? This is in Macon. Yeah. You look up, I'm probably already in Macon, Georgia real estate groups. Macon, we have a lot of buyers in Macon. Macon's a place where we've done a lot of deals before. Macon, Georgia.
Yeah, I put a post up and I only had 2 people respond. Only one of them actually answered a DM. And then when I searched the buyers list on Buy Box Cartel, there was only 2 people listed that buy Section 8 in Georgia. Mm-hmm. And one of them was just super rude off the bat and I couldn't really understand what he was saying. And then the other one said he's only buying burrs.
Yeah, I mean,
So I actually wasn't having any success finding people
so this
myself.
is my business partner right here, Chris Gallagher. You see, he's in this group, he's in this group, he's in this group, he's not in this group, and he's in this group. And so that's like 4 or 5 groups that we're a part of here. And we just post our deals in there. And that's how we find a lot of our buyers. We'll throw a deal in there. It's the address, it's a collection of photos, it's the purchase price, and it's not a whole lot more details. And then DMs just start coming in, or people comment on Facebook and you respond, call this number, and then your phone literally rings and it's a buyer on the other line. I will say, if you have a deal and it's not selling, it's probably not something that people are super interested in. That's probably the reality of this one, but it's hard to say without actually having any photos. So I would post it across multiple groups in Georgia. And then I would also send it to my team as soon as you have photos, because I have done a number of deals in Macon before.
Okay. All right. That sounds good. Is there any complicated, if someone were to answer, like any really complicated coordinating or vetting that you have to do when you find a buyer yourself? Or is it kind of just write up a assignment agreement, get them to sign it, and then it's...
Well, you know, I'd like to see their proof of funds. I'd like to know if it's their first purchase. You know, I want to know if they've done business before. A lot of the time, you can work with other wholesalers too. A lot of the time, other wholesalers will have a buyer in Macon, Georgia, and you can joint venture with that other wholesaler to find your end buyer.
Well, if anyone has a buyer in Macon and wants to DM me, feel free.
Macon's a great wholesale market. Macon is like a really, really, really good wholesale market. That's why my business partner, Chris, is in all of these groups, because our virtual assistants are posting deals here and have been posting deals here for the past couple of years. So I think Macon's an excellent, excellent market. But, you know, the discount of 35,000 on 150, it's fine. It's a fine discount. Generally speaking, for on-market wholesale out of our regular markets, because I've got really strong buyers in Ohio, Detroit, Birmingham, Memphis, Indiana. I've got strong buyers there. They don't really mind paying that close to list price. But generally speaking, to wholesale on-market real estate outside of those markets, which are still really good markets, you either need to have a really good fix and flip, a decent creative finance deal. Creative finance doesn't even have to be a good deal and it will sell. Like literally it will sell day one if it's creative finance and it's a halfway decent deal. Or you need to have a rental property that's steeply discounted. And something that caught my attention when I was looking at this. So you have it at 115, right? Check this out. What do you notice about this house? Fix and flip. Stairs painted black, bricks painted white, windows white or windows black, all new stuff. It's listed for 110 and it's a 5.2, just like yours. So you probably and it's under contract actually. You see this? I bet they got it under contract within 10K of list. I bet somebody offered 105. So you probably have this where it needs to be. You know, it probably needs to be purchased by the end buyer at 115, 110 and contracted by you at about 100,000. That's just kind of what the neighbor's house, because the neighbor's house, it is your house, a renovated 5.2, right? But for some reason it's cheaper.
5.3, but close enough. Yeah.
For some reason it's cheaper. For whatever reason, I'm not really sure. But, you know, this thing flew. This thing just immediately flew when it hit the market. And I think it's because this price of 110 is attractive to buyers. And I think if you could show that house to buyers at 110,000 with photos and that rent in place, yeah, that sounds like a good deal to me, man.
All right. That sounds good. Thanks, man. I appreciate your time.
Absolutely, Doug. Talk soon. Mr. Wren, how's it going?
Can you hear me now?
Yes. What's up?
Sweet. I have a potential seller finance deal in Tallahassee, Florida. Cool. And I originally offered about 20K over list and about 10% down. Now, 10% would be about $20,000, but they hit me back. They said they wanted to do 30,000 down instead of 20,000 down over 5 years. Now, I know 5 years is a little short for a term. If I hit them back with like 25K down and 6 years, do you think that would be?
Oh yeah. Can I see the address?
Yes. 1 second. Just DM'd it to you.
You want to keep it private or you want me to share my screen?
I think you can share your screen. I don't think anybody's going to steal it. So
I think it's a mobile home. Yeah, I think it's a mobile home, which is okay.
It's a duplex according to the guy.
Check this out.
Two people can live in it.
So this roof right here and these walls, you know how it kind of looks like you could punch through the walls and punch through the ceiling?
Yeah.
This is I think he has 2 mobile homes on land that he owns. And it's okay if that's what it is, but you see how the foundation is hidden too? You can't actually see it.
Yeah.
I think this is a mobile home. Yeah, it is. Look at this. I think it's a mobile home, which is okay because it's been there for a while and it's in clean condition. And if it's generating income, somebody will be, yeah, that's a mobile home.
Okay.
So
well,
this is okay.
I'll make sure.
Okay,
I'll double check with him just to make sure.
And be like, look, dude, I kind of want to be at 20K down. This is not really a house. He's like, what do you mean? And you say, well, legally it's classified as a vehicle. This is, I know we've tried to disguise it, but like it's a mobile home. And it just doesn't appreciate at the same rate of a property. And that's and what he's done is he's built the structure around the mobile home. So I can see that, he built a deck and the deck looks nice. But yeah, he's got 2 double wide mobile homes, creating a duplex. And this is actually okay to do a deal on because he owns the land. He owns the land and it's a little bit less desirable. But at the end of the day, you have tenants in place on this thing?
I would have to double check. I don't think so.
Ask him when the last time he had tenants was, because I'm not quite sure what their, I wonder if he mentions it. Property does not qualify for conventional FHA or VA financing. Why? It's a mobile home. So it's okay, but make that argument. Be like, man, this is this ain't really a house. See that skirt right there? That's the wheels. There's the wheels under there. So it'll work. It'll work. But try for 20K down. Try for 20K down, because I think it's in slight disrepair on the exterior, but functional. And it would be awesome to see this package for 20K down.
Okay, sounds good. And you talked about it a little bit earlier, but I kind of missed it. Like, for overall like population size in terms of what we look for in an area, is there like a limit to like how small an area can be? Like, what's like a good range?
Yeah, that's a good question. So, for cash deals like rental property or fix and flip, I'd only do it in large areas. I'd only try to do cash deals in large areas, or next to a large area. What I mean by next to a large area is like, within your city, you probably have an area that's just like in your metro, but it's next to the city that you live in, and that's okay too. But I'd really only aim to do making a lump sum offer in an area that a lot of people live in, like 200, 300K. However, if you're looking for a seller finance deal, could be like 20 or 30K or 40K people. Of course, larger population helps, but a seller finance deal could have like 20 or 30,000 people in it, and that would be okay.
Okay, sweet. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the last thing I wanted to ask you, which is kind of an interesting question. I am in talks with a real estate agent on probably the most interesting property I've ever seen on Zillow. It's a literal castle.
Wow.
And they're open to seller finance terms. So I haven't gotten anything like accepted or official for that one yet, but it is quite literally like a castle.
Let's see it, man. DM it to me.
Okay. Let me find the address real quick.
Unique use for a property means unique buyer.
Yeah. Yeah, I just sent you the address for it.
Yeah, AI is pretty off on that estimation, man. Okay, Fort Worth, Bay Area. Is it a McMansion? Oh my God! Is it literally a castle?
No, it's a literal castle.
Yeah, this is somebody's project. Wow.
Mhm.
Can I share my screen on it?
Sure. Yeah.
Guys, what is this? Look at this house. What is this? What bro. What kind of person does this? You gotta have serious money to do this. You have to have serious money to do this. But hell yeah, Airbnb is wow.
Yeah, right now I'm basically just checking with the seller to make sure, like, if we gave him like a 10% down payment and like 40% payments, like it still cash flows. And hopefully it does, and maybe I'll hopefully get an offer on it.
Wow. You just imagine the work that went into this for somebody. This was really important to somebody at some point in time. Rising majestically off the shores of Eagle Mountain Lake, this gated castle inspired, it's not castle inspired, it is a castle. 3 acres of pristine waterfront, right. Modeled after Scotland's Buchanan Castle. Let's look at the Buchanan Castle. In Scott, well, I kind of see. Oh yeah, back in the day, right? Look at that. Buchanan Castle. Yeah, now that castle is like a ruin. It kind of looks like this. Wow.
Have you ever seen the show The Traders? It kind of looks like the castle from The Traders too.
I haven't.
It's a reality TV show. It's like murder mystery themed. It looks like the castle from that too.
Oh my God, it's grand. As far as tacky goes, it could be worse. It could be worse. Look, this is the family crest right here. That's got to be the crest, the family crest. Huh. I think it's cool. I respect it. I'm pretty critical about my tacky real estate, but guys, this is the shit back in the day. Back in 1980? I mean, when was this made? 1984 or something?
I have no idea.
1998. Ooh, okay, so a little bit of an outdated interior for 98. But hell yeah. I mean, shit. Yeah, so what's the play, man? It's not like you're finding a normal tenant. You're not finding, because it's huge. It's absolutely massive. It's 6,500 square feet. And you can see that they've renovated some portions of it. Gosh, I just don't know what the play is, and I lean towards Airbnb.
Yeah, I was thinking Airbnb, and Kira also in chat said wedding venue. I was thinking about that too. Probably someone rented out as like their ceremony type place.
Shit, wow. My only fear is with seller financing something like this, if I were the buyer for this, it's such a unique thing. I feel like the best use for this is group Airbnb stays, like themed, but it's going to need a little renovation to get there. But it's in Fort Worth, so it's got the population to draw that sort of stuff, and you can see that they've got more castles themed stuff down the road right there too. And then they've got a boathouse. I mean, it's quite the property. No doubt it's quite the property. I just, it's just not obvious to me what somebody would do with this thing. But if you can, here's the thing. Your goal is to put together an investment package for somebody and then sell that idea, not even the property, just selling the idea of the investment. And, the website to comp for Airbnb is AirDNA. AirDNA shows you Airbnb's.
AirDNA? That's good to know.
AirDNA. Yeah, here it is, AirDNA. It's free. You can look up an address and it will show you comps, and you can also subscribe to it and it will show you more in-depth comps. But I might ask the realtor for the game plan, because the days on market lets you know that people are confused by the property. It looks like they want you to create a free account, but these are all Airbnb comps right here, and that'll let you know a little bit more about it. So Yeah. My sentiment is if you lock this up on good seller financing terms, somebody might be a little bit nervous about it because it's not obvious what they're going to do with it and how they're going to make those monthly payments. But it's really cool. I like it. I think it's really cool. It's rare that you see something like this, but if you have an idea, I challenge you to put that idea on a piece of paper and try to sell it to somebody for profit, because at the end of the day, what are you losing? You know, maybe your respect from the realtor. There's a lot of realtors out there, right?
Yes. Okay, that's all I had for you. Anyway, thank you. I'll let the seller finance agent know, and I'll keep you updated.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Somebody says you fix it up, flip it into something nice. Now, for me as a flipper, I really only want to flip things that I've seen done before. You know, for all of these types of deals, guys, all we're doing is gathering evidence. Brett, Prime Corporate, hold on. Okay. All right. Let's spin the wheel. Okay. I'm going to go pick blackberries. We got lots of blackberries in Oregon this time of year, and I'm going to go pick some. Maybe I can make some pancakes. Okay, here's our wheel, guys. Let's let it rip. If it lands on pearl necklace, fine, I'll spin it again. Ripstick or spin again? Ripstick or spin again? I don't know if I like that idea. Most people can't ride one of those. All right, they don't like that. Okay, all right, okay. Yeah, foam roller. We're giving away a foam roller. What's a foam roller? Well, it's something I use every single day, and honestly, it's great. Like at the end of the day, you know, your spine compresses so much, you know, from standing and just gravity. And I don't have the banana bread anymore. I gave it away. But you use this thing, you lay down, you put it on your back, you lay down on it, and you exhale very slowly. And as you exhale, just everything cracks and feels so much better. Ripstick has a high cash value. Yeah, guys, the Ripstick is kind of expensive. It's a little bit expensive, pretty decently. Anyways, you can bargain with me. I'm negotiable, but that's what we're playing for today. We're playing for the foam roller today, and I like locations. I like trivia. I like this one. Which country's residents have won the most amount of Nobel Prizes? Which country? Which country's residents? Guys, think about the things that the United States has accomplished. Goddamn. The universities, because Nobel Prizes come out of like peak universities. What are the peak universities? Berkeley, UC Berkeley, go Bears. We're not very good at athletics, but go Bears. Stanford, don't go trees. Y'all suck, but yes, Harvard, Yale, Princeton, Johns Hopkins, that's where that shit comes out of. So dude, United States all the way. All the way. Guys, we have an element called Californium, or it's like Berkelium or some shit. Californium. Yeah, it's an element. It's an element. They definitely got some sort of prize for that. And then isn't there like a Berkelium? Yeah, Berkelium is also an element. And where does that come out of? That comes out of United States universities. Guys, you know why we have the most Nobel Prizes? Because we let everybody into our country and people from all around the world discover amazing things here, which is really cool. Diversity is our biggest strength. Massachusetts is not a country. California is not a country, although it could be a country. Germany, Sweden, Bolivia. America! Hogan, that goes to you. All right, Hogan, how are we feeling about the foam roller? Are we Amazoning you a foam roller? Or are we giving you the cash equivalent? Which, for today's cash equivalent, $20. Foam roller or $20 cash?
I'll take the cash on this one, Rich. I already got a foam roller.
Makes it easy for me. You got Venmo?
I do.
You want to DM me your Venmo?
I will.
Huge. Would be great to keep diversity. Yeah, it would, wouldn't it? Maybe building costs on new constructions wouldn't be so damn high. Kira won? Did Kira win? Oh my gosh.
No, I didn't win. I said USA after Hogan said America.
Oh, okay, guys, gosh.
Fair is fair. He won.
All right, all right. Can you guys see the cut starting to take place? Can you see it? I'm down like 8 pounds. It's starting to happen. There's you guys are slowly over the next 2 months going to see my like cheeks hollow out. It's going to look kind of like this. When you get this thing called prep face, when you get like sub 10% body fat, like I'm talking into the 7-8% range. I'm going to go do cardio before I pick blackberries. We're going to play some basketball, but 5 meals per day, 30 minutes of cardio per day, and lifting. I guess you're not lifting every single day. I'm lifting 4 or 5 times a week right now, but you're gonna start to. It's gonna start to be insane. I have a men's physique show in about 12 weeks, and I'm saying no to everything that would cause me to gain weight. You work out 2 times a day? No. I did. Well, I guess you could call it that, but no. I did shoulder day today, and then I did 10 minutes of Stairmaster. And now I'm going to go have the 3rd meal of the day. And then I'm going to go play basketball for 30 minutes. And I'm not like playing hard. I'm just shooting around. I'm getting in my steps. And then it's not really a workout. I'm just getting in my steps. Yes, Noah. Hogan probably sent me his Venmo. Yes, he did. Sent. You've been paid. Did you get $20 from me, Hogan?
I got it, man. Thank you.
All right. Guys, I'm out of here. How long do you think that was? Holy shit. Oh, I went live late today. That was only 3 hours. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, guys, the last thing I'll leave you with today is just think about what the use for the property is, okay? Just think about what the use is. If we're renting the property, would you trade that down payment for that return? Right? Just ask yourself, well, what would I have to put down? And then what do I get back? Would you do that deal if you had that money? Ask yourself that question. And then for fix and flip, if I put X amount into this property, do I have evidence that will sell for more? Because think about it. You're putting money into a deal. You got to protect your money. And to protect your money is to look for evidence that we can actually sell this for a profit. So that's all I'll leave you with. And guys, I'm out of here. Thanks so much for hanging out. Catch you later. Everybody on YouTube can't see your screen. I know, guys, everybody on YouTube and TikTok, we got like 120 of you guys across both of them. Yeah, I'm kind of advertising for you to join my Discord. I'm like showing me talking to other people in hopes that you'll join my Discord. Full transparency. That's why I'm doing it. All right. Link is in my bio. You can also go to our website, hmhw.group. And with that, I will catch you later. The link is in my bio for Mr. Hyper Bud. I can't say that word. Catch you later. Bye-bye. YouTube, same with you guys. Have a good rest of your day.